Whether you have been reinventing for some time or have just started, you have the skills to get through these changing times. I'm going to explain in this video. How's it going, Reinventers? My name is Amelia Sims. This is Reinventing You, and I am glad that you are here. In this video, I want to provide you with some encouragement. I know this is a trying time for all of us. I think as reinventors, we really have learned the skills to get through this changing time. This is a huge changing time. The pandemic, everything that's going on between the economy and our social lives is a huge change. And as reinventors, that is part of what we are about. Change. You have the skills, believe it or not. You're learning the skills, believe it or not, that are going to help you out. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so today. Click on the subscribe button below. I am this close to getting my next goal of subscribers, so please help me out by subscribing today. All during this video, I'm going to be asking you some specific things around breathing. And you're like, what are you talking about, Amelia? In this pandemic, everything that's going on, I know that I personally have had moments where I'm fearful or anxious or just like, just crazy. And I know that when I'm upset, if somebody tells me to calm down, that has the opposite effect. So it's like, that's not helpful to tell people to do. But everybody can take a breath. And so that's what I want us to do. All during this video, I'm going to ask you to take a breath, a deep breath, and I'll explain how to do that. And I'll have you give me a thumbs up someplace or a comment. I'll let you know what to do when we take those deep breaths. And if you are feeling anxious and just really having a hard time concentrating or just having a hard time dealing with things that are going on, in the description below, as well up here in the cards, I have a video by Julie Christina Counseling that is, I found, very personally helpful, and I think you will too. And in that, she talks about breathing as well as provides some meditation that you can watch as well. So I highly recommend that. Speaking of breathing, you need to learn to take a big, deep breath. Whenever you feel anxious or fearful or get just carried away with feelings of hopelessness, especially, you need to take a breath. And I know that this has been used even by, I think it's the Navy SEALs use this, where they have learned to take a deep breath. And basically what you need to do is pull in some air and not just breathe from up here, but breathe down into your diaphragm and your stomach so that you physically feel your stomach kind of poof out a little bit. So you're through your nose, hold it for a moment, and then you let it out through your mouth. Basically, you want your exhale to be longer than your inhale. So if you breathe in, breathe out. So you might want to breathe in for 3 counts, breathe out for 5 counts. If you've ever done any kind of yoga or meditation, you may already know what I'm talking about. But let me tell you, it is just so helpful just to breathe. If you've tried breathing right now, just below, I want you to give me a thumbs up. So that'll tell me you took a nice deep breath. Okay, so let's get to it, shall we? The first thing as reinventors that tells us that we've got this is that we have learned gratitude. I know you're thinking, what? If you can check more on gratitude, then check out this video up here that I did about having an attitude of gratitude. If you have some thankfulness, and it doesn't have to be to a higher power, you can just feel gratitude or write down or think about or list things you're grateful for right now. It will change your whole outlook and attitude and help you deal with all the changes to come. That applies to reinventing yourself. It applies to dealing with the pandemic. It applies to all the changes that we're going to be experiencing in the future. If you have gratitude, you've got this and can deal with all of these changes. Speaking of gratitude, I'm very grateful because my husband just brought me a gift. He brought me earthworms. And I say that because we've started a compost. We've had it since probably the first of the year. And basically it's just a stinky pile of stuff. And I keep saying, I need some earthworms. I need some earthworms. Well, my husband on the way home from his church stopped by and got me some worms that pretty much one of the few places around here that you can get worms. And of course, people use them for fishing. So I am very grateful for earthworms. One of the things that you can do during this time is to be grateful for the simple things, including breathing. So if you're with me right now, I want you to take a deep breath in with your belly, out through your mouth, and then go below to my comment and give me a thumbs up. That way I know that you took a deep breath. The second thing that tells us as reinventors that we have got this is that we have learned or are learning the skill of resilience. That is being able to deal with things as they come. It doesn't mean just simply go with the punches or go with the flow, although that's part of it. But part of resilience is also being able to structure in our heads and maybe even write down what if scenarios. If you want to see a little bit more about resilience, you can check out this video that I have done up here and also in the descriptions. One of the things about resilience is to kind of outline a what if scenario. If this happens, what are we going to do? If this happens, what is my plan of action? That does so many things. It helps you no matter what happens. It lowers your anxiety, and it gives you a plan in case things do happen. Resilience can be your friend, and as somebody who's going through reinventing, I recommend leaning on resilience wherever possible in this time of change. We've got this. The third way that we've got this as reinventors is that we have all learned or are learning new habits. I have a playlist up here that talks about how we can form new habits and why that's so important for us. We've already learned some new habits. For instance, washing our hands. I've always washed my hands, that's a no-brainer. But apparently I've been doing it wrong. Apparently I should be doing it for 20 seconds and I should be, washing the backs of my hands and my thumbs and everything. We can learn new habits. We know this as reinventors. Learning new habits is the cornerstone of dealing with change and helping us deal with change. If we can establish new habits, it will help us deal with change. We've got this. The fourth way that you know you've got this because you are already a reinventor is that you are used to the concept of change. Reinventing is all about changing. It's all about renewing. It's all about doing new things or the same things in different ways or finding new ways of living. The concept of change is not something foreign for you. And with your ability to understand change, you can help others navigate this whole new world. You know about change, you've dealt with it in your life. For me, it was changing from working full-time to being retired full-time to working part-time, and now it's basically social distancing. I'm learning just like you are, but I understand a lot more about changing and being an instrument of change than I did before. I know that change is not easy, but I know that if I hang in there and continue to develop new habits, new ways of doing things, have an attitude of gratitude, and just have the courage to keep going, that I can deal with change, and so can you. We've got this. It's time to breathe again. Sit up straight, take a deep breath in through your nose and count to 3, and then out through your mouth with a count to 5. You may even want to do an extra one, especially if you think you need it. And if you've taken a deep breath, in the comments below, I want you to say breathe or breath, or even give me an emoji, a thumbs up, a smiley face, whatever you prefer, so that I know you've taken a deep breath. The fifth way as reinventors that we've got this is that we've also learned the concept of celebration. A lot of times when we're dealing with change, we tend to focus on the negative. It's like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this right. I'm a failure. I haven't completed this goal, or I haven't done that. And we tend to be harder on ourselves. However, if we take the time to celebrate our small victories, then it really helps us deal with all of the changes, whether we're reinventing or dealing with a pandemic, that are happening around us. Celebrate that you actually washed your hands for 20 seconds. Celebrate that you have enough food in your cabinet, if you do. Celebrate that you found a way to share with others. Celebrate that you're still able to watch YouTube videos. Find the things in your life that are going on that you can celebrate. It really helps your attitude, it helps you deal with all the changes that are coming your way, and it really also increases your gratitude at the same time. Don't forget the celebration, because you know what? We've got this. Gratitude, resilience, new habits, knowing about the concept of change, and celebrating means that you and I, as reinventors, we have got this. We've got the skills. We're learning the skills already to deal with change. Not only will that help us, but we can help others. And you can help others by sharing this video. If you go below to the share button, it's right next to the thumbs down button, and click on that. You can share it on Tumblr, on Twitter, on Facebook, or your other social media, or you can simply copy the link and send it in an email. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that today, and don't forget to click on the bell so that you will be notified when I post videos twice a week. I appreciate you helping reach my next goal of subscribers. We're all dealing with change, but we've got this. Have a great one.